don't ever go to a strip club right when they open. One of the worst decisions we've ever made. You think you get to a strip club right when they open and you're the first people there? No, there was a big fat guy in the corner who never left. I don't know why you seem like such a Kelly Clarkson guy.
I am a Kelly Clarkson guy. If you don't like Kelly Clarkson, honestly, f*** you. And that's to everybody in the chat. If you don't like Kelly Clarkson, f*** you. I'm not calling you a slur by saying you love Sam Laporta. It's okay. You love Sam Laporta. Say you love Sam Laporta. Say it.
I like Sam Laporta tonight.
No, say you love him.
I like Sam Laporta.
No, say you love him, dude.
I don't love Sam Laporta.
But 18 and 19 is good enough for the Florida Gators, as long as you're a young, cool guy who f***ing gets top 10 recruiting classes every f***ing year, and you lose games to Georgia Southern and South Florida. I f***ing hate this guy.
You think I have a model?
You don't have a model. You've never talked.
You are being serious. You think I have a model?
You thought about having a model?
No. Born in the USA, I was born in the USA, I was born down in the USA.
You make me fucking sick. You make
me sick too. I can't wait to get into your rant, by the way, which was excellent and doing very well on Twitter, by the way. So great job. I have a nice list of critiques from your rant, by the way. Kind of like, remember when I went back at Krabs for his Chipotle video? I have a little bit like layer by layer diving in. Some compliments, some not compliments.
Are you going to post it?
So that's the thing. I thought about it, but I figured it would be better to just make some notes and do it live on the show today. But so really what I did, I was like, I know what's going to happen here. I have no real rebuttal in the moment. I'm just going to let your video just eat up the likes, the comments, and everybody. Oh, Jeff Sunday, he never stands on business. He's a flip-flopper. He's this, he's that. Oh, he betrayed Drake, blah, 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 blah.
Even when you say it in a funny voice, it's still true. I just want to.
Sure. Okay. We'll get to some of it. But I have some pushback on a few things, like I said, but you did a great job. And when I retweeted your video, I immediately complimented you because every time I see a video that starts with someone in a car, I'm like about to get really upset because I think to myself, there's no way people feel the need to record a take while they're driving. You were not driving.
I was not driving, no.
And
I was gonna say I do have something to report.
Oh boy, what? You got
my daughter was in the car. He said, "Why are you mad at Degen?"
That's very funny. So you had children in the car, but you weren't driving.
One child.
Okay, yeah, one child. Sure. Thank you for clarifying that. And you didn't have the Trell J glasses on because they weren't the color. They were just like the shiny metallic, which is also, I'll give you 2 points there.
I keep those in Florida mostly.
Oh, wow.
I keep my Trail J glasses in Florida, yeah.
Are you embarrassed to wear them in other states?
No, they just feel very Florida to me.
Sure. Okay, that's fine. They do feel kind of Florida. Anyways, good morning, everybody. We have an excellent show for you today. I can't wait. Thank you, Sparks, Max. Y'all are hilarious, man. Dude, the Maple Leafs hat is killing me. I had no idea Steak. I think I knew that he had the hat, but the fact that he's on vacation and he had the hat on him and he is wearing it on the stream after what just took place yesterday is cracking me up.
Have you seen or have you watched? I don't know if it's a book or a movie. It's something you read in school. I think The Scarlet Letter.
I hated it.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, but don't you think this is my version of The Scarlet Letter?
Yeah.
And I'm in Canada yesterday, so I have to wear this Toronto Maple Leafs hat on stream. It's like it's a shame thing.
It's a really interesting hat, though, because we noticed this, Scoots and I, before we went live. There's a Mexican flag on the side.
Is that what that is?
Dude, how does that make any fucking sense? Where did you get this hat?
I got it from a website, but I have no idea what's going on. Right?
Dude, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it
all. I don't know how that fucking computes, but that is so funny. I I don't know who's behind Book It Sports account today. I don't know if it's Pega or if it's Goots, the most anti-USA hat forever. Yep. Mexican cartel in Canada all in one. Dude, Steak, you are hitting all the rounds. The shit going down in Mexico right now is absolutely insane. I retweeted one thing. I'm not trying to be like Jack Mac over here, but I have been to Puerto Vallarta. Have you been over there before? The like west side of Mexico?
Cabo, does that count?
I don't know. I actually have no idea where Cabo is. I don't know if that's on the
It's
Gulf.
on the west side of Mexico, but I don't know where.
Damn, I don't know where you fly into that. Well, Puerto Vallarta is a very popular destination for tourists. I flew in there once. My grandma, she's always said, she's like, it's not that she's well off or anything, but she's like, I'm not leaving anything for my kids. I'm just going to spend it on you while I'm still alive. So like once a year, she would always take us on a cruise. And then I was like, Grandma, I'm cruised out. I can't go on any more week cruises. She was like, all right, let's get into the all-inclusive game. So we went to one in Mexico, and then we went to one in Jamaica. The one in Jamaica was kind of rough, and then we were like, all right, no more all-inclusives. But we flew into Puerto Vallarta, and then you take like an hour bus, and it's all like, it's kind of rough, and then it's like all really nice resorts. And you saw what's going on? The cartel, like just going fucking ape shit?
Yeah.
Bizarre stuff. Reminds me of a really good movie with Owen Wilson, by the way. Similar situation. He's like in Thailand, and there's a like revolt. It's called like Escape or No Escape or something. Very good movie. Anyways, Steak, we got a lot to get into today. I'm very excited. This is Monday, February 23rd. We usually do the recaps on Mondays. It's a really, really light board. So we're gonna be loose, have some fun. Steak, this is your last day of vacation. You are still in Los Angeles. Are you flying home today or tomorrow?
I fly home today.
Okay, great. And you had yourself a nice little experience last night. So you went to see the Magic Clippers game. I woke up. I thought it was going to be the time Paulo had a triple double. So bet it because you were boots on ground. I didn't check the box score, but I'm going to assume since the Magic scored like 100 points, we didn't get it. He didn't get it.
Believe it or not, he wasn't that far off. He had like 16 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. All right. Not bad.
He
stinks. So I am curious, before we get into Canada, USA, we want to let the crowd build up and everything because it's going to be fun. And we got a lot to discuss and talk about. I'm going to have a lot of defending and deflecting to do. What's up, Jovan? Jovan is actually stuck here in New York, by the way. Hope you're making the best of it. Jovan had the Magic, so nice job.
Jovan's making the best of it. I think he's hitting bets. Already got to go to Tompkins Square Bagels and Cats and made that funny ass video.
Yeah,
I think Jovan's making the best of it.
Jovan, that video yesterday was absolutely hilarious when he said it's starting to look like Jeff Sunday's key on a pee break. Yeah, I actually laughed out loud. I just did not see that coming. So you went to Tompkins Bagels. That's fine. Tompkins is okay. You didn't go to my recommendation. Leon's is really good. It's also very busy. This place got popular like overnight. But anyways, it's neither here nor there. Hope you stay safe, everybody. It's absolutely insane out there. The weather looks lovely in Los Angeles. So first and foremost, I am curious. The Intuit Stadium or Dome is new. It's like brand new.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts? What's your review on it?
Really, really nice. I didn't realize when I saw that the All-Star game was in LA, I just immediately thought it was Staples or Crypto Arena or whatever they call that place now. I didn't realize that's actually where the All-Star game was. So when I first pulled up to the game, there was a big poster of Jalen Brunson outside, and I thought that was I'm like, well, first of all, I understand it's the All-Star game, but it already ended. Why the fuck is this poster of Jalen Brunson still up? And even crazier, when you go inside, it's a big poster of SGA and Cade Cunningham. And they're still up. It's like, bro, who's not doing their job? The All-Star break is over. Get these fucks off. I need a picture of Kawhi Leonard or Derek Jones Jr. or somebody up here. I thought that was absolutely insane, but it's a really, really nice place. I'll say this. It's like the Wish.com or Walmart of LA when you consider the fact that the Lakers play in the same city and you go to this stadium and you could just tell it's not Staples. Even my wife said, like, why aren't these people Lakers fans? I don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she watches no sports, and that was her first question is why isn't everybody here a Lakers fan? And they're, the celebrities at the Lakers games are like, oh, Kim Kardashian's here, Denzel Washington's here. At a Clippers game, it was like, here's the Asian dude from K-pop.
Malcolm in the Middle. What's Frankie something? He's like the diehard Clippers fan. I don't know if you remember that show or that guy.
Frankie Muniz.
Yeah, Frankie Muniz
was not there yesterday, or if he was, they didn't announce him. But yeah, it was very nice, very new, great setup, even surrounding area, super nice, but it had no aura. That's how I describe it. It definitely didn't have championship aura. I'll say that.
So, how were like the concessions, the bathrooms, everything like that, getting to and from the stadium?
I sat behind the Magic bench, so it was technically floor, but I wouldn't really describe it as floor because it was kind of raised. So I had like a lounge. It was okay. They had it was okay. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10.
Oh, geez, that's not good for a brand new stadium. And so getting to and from, like, how far is it from the, well, I was going to call it Staples, Crypto, whatever it is, where the Lakers play? Like, is it?
No idea because I haven't gone down to downtown Los Angeles once this trip, but it was,
Okay.
I'm staying in West Hollywood. It was 8 miles and it was about an hour Uber.
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds about right. That sounds like California. Okay. And also, I think your wife has a great question about that. I still think it's kind of stupid and silly that cities, no matter how big they are, have two teams. I just think that's a little funny. But anyways, it's neither here nor there. The Magic beat the Clippers. Kawhi played. I don't really know who else that the Clippers fucking have. They shipped off Harden.
Benedict Mathurin.
Who?
Benedict Mathurin.
Oh, I kind of like Benedict Mathurin. Okay. Yeah, from the Pacers. So Magic win. What was your takeaway from the game? Anything?
Desmond Bane is the man. Desmond Bane is so good. He's the star. Without Franz out there, he's the star. And Paulo sucks, man. He's regressed so bad. I mean, in his first year in the NBA, you're like, if this guy develops a jump shot, I mean, he is just going to be absolutely unguardable. He already looks like a man amongst boys, and he's 19 years old. And he's just regressed ever since then. The regression this year has been insane. Teams dare him to shoot the ball. They dare him to shoot the ball, and then they joke around on the bench about him shooting the ball. And I'm only saying that because my seats home games, which you've sat in before, are by the visitor bench. Mm-hmm. So you can see the visitor bench the whole time. The visitor bench is constantly talking about the fact that you can just dare. That's a crazy comment by Booker. I'm not trying to. You just dare fucking Paula to shoot, and that's what teams are doing, and then they're laughing about it on the bench. And he'll hit 1 out of every 5, and then he'll talk shit to the bench when he hits that 1 out of every 5. He foul baits more than ever. He drives to the rack weaker than ever. He's just a huge fucking disappointment. Huge disappointment. I have no idea where they go.
I don't know what is going on with the Book It Sports account right now.
It's apparently Trent. Apparently,
seriously,
God bless that young lady that fucked you and also Desmond Bane.
Is that really Trent? That's hilarious. It's hilarious. Oh, wait a minute. There's a couple great comments. I know we're gonna start filling up with laughing faces, so I got to scroll up here. I'm so glad Boston Sports Dork says this, because I've told you this one time. You go to not so many. You go to games. You have a great viewing experience. You're courtside. We talked about this. I'm like, Steak, you post a picture of being boots on ground. You don't get any film or video of the actual game being up close. That would be great content. You're like, I know. I like to be there. I like to be in the moment. I'm glad Sports Dork said it. You posted 2 videos, which were great. Halftime court shot, but nothing from the game at the end. I kind of think that these moments of the game would be fun to have captured from somebody there live, especially a fan of the team.
I could be a better boots on the grounder for sure. I definitely could.
Okay.
There's work to do as a boots on the grounder.
This is another funny comment right here. Wow, Jeff hating on New York having 2 baseball teams, 2 basketball teams, 2 hockey teams, and 2 football teams. That's actually what I'm doing, and their football teams not playing in New York is hilarious. That's another gripe that I will have, but we'll talk about that another time. Yeah, Degen's THT moment, which, by the way, is hilarious that is getting resurfaced on another fucking Twitter account. I thought that was going to fade off. Last question, Steak. Somebody asked if you left early to beat traffic. No. How was the traffic getting home?
Awful.
Okay. Yeah. Just kind of is what it is. So you're heading out. What would you say overall your experiences in Los Angeles as like a place to visit for 4 to 5 days?
I don't really like it.
Yeah. It's not for
me either. I
don't really
like it. I think New York shits on it. If you're going to have to pick one or the other, I do think New York shits on LA, to be completely honest.
Yeah, would agree with you. Apparently, Jovan's a big New York guy. That's funny. I didn't know. Not that that's like. I'm not saying it's the most surprising thing in the world, but I didn't know that he was a big New York fan. But anyways, you got to go to Newport Beach. Yeah, I've never been to Newport Beach.
Okay, I'm sorry. There's just no way we can brush over the Desmond Bain and Trent thing. It's. Do you have as many questions as me?
No.
You have no questions. Do you think Desmond Bain went first? Do you think Trent went first?
Obviously, Desmond Bain has been around a little bit longer than Trent. Trent is a mini celebrity.
But what if it was maybe some broad from Trent's high school?
What if it could that okay? There is a scenario where that plays out. I'd rather fly to cartel territory tomorrow than go Trent to Bain. Yeah. Oh, we were at TCU together. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, there we go. Still doesn't say who
Wait.
hit it first. It's like the
Desmond Bain went to TCU?
Desmond Bain went to TCU. Yeah.
Oh, well, then that makes it make way more sense.
Wouldn't it be funny if she fucked Trent after Desmond Bain and she just kept saying how Trent has such long arms?
Yeah. I thought it would have been hilarious if like Trent, met some little NBA groupie at like in a lobby at a Vegas hotel after one of his poker games where he's sitting next to fucking J.R. Smith or something. And he was like, you see that girl? J.R. Smith is like, see that girl over there? I used to be Desmond Bain's chick. And Trent was like, really? I was with her last night. Like, that's how I thought it was going to play out. Not the TCU thing actually makes way more sense. That's a lot less dots have to be connected.
Oh, either way, God bless her soul.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's good enough now to talk a little hockey. So I wanted to recap Steak's trip. He'll be back tomorrow. You're going to stream tomorrow? You're going to be good to go?
You're good to go.
All right. We're looking forward to it. Now we have to talk and recap Canada USA gold medal game. Before we get into the wagers and where you and I were from a betting perspective and where we ended up, because I understand that there's some friction there. I think we should probably talk about the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about the game.
Yeah.
Fantastic hockey game. Did you watch it? I mean, obviously I know you're on the West Coast. I had a rant in the morning bitching about the West Coast. Kind of sucked for you to have to be up at 5:00. I don't expect you to.
Yeah. I didn't see the first period.
Okay. It was actually, I would say out of the 3 periods, I think that was probably the best from the USA by far. And the way the game started. So I got up, I mean, I wake up early to begin with, but I got up at a nice like hour and a half to putz around. And I want to be super clear. Because people keep saying I shit on Olympic hockey. I shit on the Olympics just in general. You don't have to narrow it down to Olympic hockey. If there's anything that's going to be worth a shit, it'll be the gold medal game of US and Canada. I said this previously when Canada almost went down as 1,400 and minus 400 favorites to the Czech and Finland. BK, I thought, had a horrible take. Somebody else had a good take. Maybe it was Sushi. I don't know. He also had a bad take. We'll talk about that later. Nobody wanted Finland to beat Canada because if Finland beats Canada, it's the U.S. and Finland, and the U.S. has a much better chance of winning gold. So the question is, do you really want to win the gold medal or do you really want to play Canada? I think from a spectator standpoint, I'd rather play Canada.
Yeah.
Than beat an inferior opponent and win the gold medal. Now, I will say this. Finland's a good team, but it's Canada. So anyways, we get what we all wanted, essentially.
Yeah.
My biggest gripe from start to finish is that I don't give a fuck about the Olympics. And I really am upset that it had to happen in the middle of the hockey season. So the NHL stops for 2.5 weeks so they can play the Winter Olympics. I am glazing the World Baseball Classic. I'm actually fired up for the World Baseball Classic. I can't wait to get into that. And we should probably have some guests on to talk baseball because I do want to bet on that. But I didn't like the timing of it. And I didn't like that it had to stop the NHL. Those are my biggest gripes. I just want to be 100% clear. The game starts. The U.S. has a great shift. The Kachuk brothers hit the fuck out of somebody over the bench, which was awesome. But then Canada gets in control. Boldy squeaks away, gets this unbelievable goal. First shot, first goal against Bennington. And the U.S. gets up 1-0. Canada kind of storms back a little bit, gets composed, gets some shots on net. But the U.S. get out of the first period unscathed 1-0. Huge success. You're not playing from behind, and Hellebuck is dialed. Absolutely dialed. I wanted to tweet so many times about how good Hellebuck it was, but I knew exactly if I did that, people were going to come after me and say, oh, you're just trying to jinx Hellebuck. And if I did that, Hellebuck was going to allow a goal, and I would look like even more of an asshole. So, not trying to take credit, but kudos to me for not tweeting about Hellebuck until the end of the game. You're welcome. You're all welcome. He stood on his head. But there was a valuable lesson learned in hockey yesterday that maybe a lot of people didn't know. You can't beat a hot goalie. You cannot beat a hot goalie. And you would learn this if you watch the LA Kings run when they were the fucking 8 seed with Jonathan Quick against the Chicago Blackhawks. Sorry, Chewy. A lot of people like to come out here and have accusations and say Jeff doesn't know puck. Jeff knows fucking puck. You motherfuckers don't know puck. You roll out of bed, you pound your chest, you drink a Budweiser at 6 a.m., you think you're patriotic and you know puck. You don't know shit. Hellebuck was a hot goalie. I thought Canada dominated the game. Truly did. But the U.S. played nasty. They mucked it up in front of the net. That was the only chance the U.S. really had. They weren't going to outscore them. They weren't winning a shootout. I thought Canada was going to win that game 4-1. That's what I thought. I still think there was a time, I think the shots were like 40-17, 40-20, something like that. Canada, I thought, was the better team. But they didn't win. The U.S. wins. And now, what I think is hilarious out of everything are some of the comments coming out from the Canadians and from Nathan McKinnon.
Was that the guy who said we all could see who the better team was?
I cannot believe he said that.
Is that given the circumstance and the fact that it was USA Canada in the gold medal game, is that the number one loser talk ever?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, he might, even if you think he wasn't wrong, Chriso, you absolutely can't say that.
I totally agree. Totally agree. He was not wrong. He was not wrong. As somebody, I don't give a fuck if Canada wins this game. I bet on them because I thought they would win the game. I thought Canada would win the game. At the end of the day, the bet lost. I still think Canada was a better hockey team. But they fucked up. They choked.
He gets the gold medal for loser talk.
They had not one, not two, but I think 3 legitimately borderline wide open nets that they blew. So even as good as Hellebuck was, they had chances and they choked. And I just think the number one thing for knowing puck is that, even if you're the better hockey team, you can't beat a hot goalie. Hellebuck was incredible. For Nathan McKinnon, out of all people, to say that, couldn't believe it. Lost a little bit of respect for him. Totally honest.
Yeah, that's even in the heat of the moment. You got to take your L like a man. You got to take your L like a man.
This is true. Don't care. Again, as somebody who lost $200 on Canada, do not care at all. There are no excuses. There are no excuses.
Fuck up. Shut up about losing $200.
We're going to talk about that in a second. Don't worry. No excuses about missing Sidney Crosby. Also, are we sure Sidney Crosby is the best player for Canada? Is that what we were talking about? I don't really think that's what we're talking about. But anyways, I thought the U.S. they mucked it up in front of the net. They played tough. They were physical. They were just dogs. So kudos to them. It was honestly, it was an awesome game. It was really tough to watch for a little bit because Canada was so dominant for stretches of that game. But they fucking hung in there, and it was great. Steak, anything to say? And then
there were 2 times when I absolutely thought Canada was going to win. Keep in mind, to anybody who's new here, I'm not a hockey guy, but I am a sports guy. When Canada tied it up, I felt really confident Canada was going to win. And then I don't remember how much time was left in the third, but Canada survived a power play. You remember this? I think there was like maybe 5 minutes left in the third, 6, when Canada survived.
4-minute major. We'll talk about that. Huge deal with our beef.
And then I was like, after they survived that, I immediately said that Canada was going to win. I did think Canada was going to win. I won't lie to you.
Well, that's what happens in hockey. When a team survives a long power play, it is a huge momentum boost. And when you didn't mention this, maybe you didn't see it, the U.S. survived a 5-on-3 for like 50 seconds.
Wasn't that right after?
No.
Before?
Like a period before.
Right after the U.S. power play that Canada got.
So the U.S. had a 4-minute power play from Sam Bennett's high stick to Jack Hughes.
Yeah.
Then Jack Hughes committed a penalty.
Yes.
And Canada there was some time of 4-on-4. Then Canada had a power play. Yeah. But what you're saying is correct. When you are, this is what I love about hockey. These little intrinsic things. I think that's the right use of the word. I don't know if it is, but maybe. But when you survive a power play, you're like, oh fuck, they're going to get this. Like that team had to score because it's momentum. The U.S. was down 5-on-3 Canada, and Canada didn't even get any fucking that many good looks. The U.S. power play kill was unbelievable. They were awesome. They were dogs. And I was listening to Yandel on Pardon My Take this morning. I didn't even realize Trocheck and JT Miller were big contributors of that. Not even really the most talented hockey players. They're on the New York Rangers. The Rangers are pathetic, but these are like dogs. They're dogs. So, yeah, that was a very, very good point, Steak. Now, let's talk about that sequence of events, because this had a very big impact on me, which in turn had an impact on you, which now is going to have us collide a little bit. We stood together in unison on Canada, but we ended up on different outcomes, okay? What are you laughing about?
That's such a fucking gaslighter fucking way to just explain it. I can't wait to listen to how you weasel your way out of this one, you fucking weasel.
There's no weaseling. Let me tell you something. Watching
up on different outcomes. That's like something you tell a girl when you're breaking up with her. Like, hey, I just feel like we're on different outcomes now. You know, we used to be on the same path and now we're on different paths. And it's kind of like when you hit like a fork in the road. So like I'm popping the left and, you know, even though I did tell you we were both going right, I did say we were both going right. And then now you still are going right, but I'm popping the left, different paths, you know, bro.
Did I bet USA Live?
No, you
did. I cash out of
USA
Canada?
Goal scorer live, 1-1 with 5 minutes left.
Yep, I did do that.
So you might as well bet USA Live.
You may as well have bet USA Live to pick one guy to score a goal at 13-1.
Yeah.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
Now let me tell you something. There's no flip-flopping. When you watch hockey, there is no better sport to live bet, in my opinion. There's not. Like, you can probably snipe more plus prices on NBA. There's no better sport to watch than hockey. We just talked about it. These little nuances of the game where momentum shifts. One of my favorite things is watching hockey when a first period gets dominated by a team, but they don't score a goal. You then bet the other team live because they woke the fuck up. You got 40 minutes left. They just got dominated those 20 minutes. That team that dominated for 20 minutes that didn't get the puck in the net is like, fuck. I love these things. I've done these things. I've tweeted about these things. They're documented. This is no bullshit. There's no flip-flopping. When I watched that happen, when I watched that 4-minute penalty to Canada, you're listening to me, right?
Mm-hmm. I don't want to be, but I am.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I actually got up because I was making breakfast, but it was getting tight. I got up and I missed what happened. And I heard them say, oh, like the commentators were like, this could be a major, which is instead of a 2, it's a 4-minute. And I'm like, holy shit. There's 6 minutes left. This is massive. So I go back, I look at the screen, and I see Sam Bennett's stick go right there to Jack Hughes. And they said he might be missing teeth. And I was like, holy shit. My wife, too, she was like, holy shit.
It was crazy.
I was like, he's missing teeth. He's missing teeth. But Jack Hughes is a bad motherfucker. He's also dating Tate McRae, which I have been on here in this microphone and told you. My wife and I collab. She is the number one baddie. Tate McRae's the number one baddie. So already, like, Jack Hughes, fuck, we can disagree on that. Jack Hughes is a guy.
I'm going to go with that chick from TCU.
Very funny. Jack Hughes is a guy. Jack Hughes also rips fucking puck. So what I told myself was this. Jack Hughes is doing something. I pull up my phone. I pull up FanDuel. I look at the odds. He's 13-1. Now, right below him is Jack Eichel. I am a huge Jack Eichel guy. I said Jack Eichel's season last year, bet him over goals. He actually almost led the league in assists. He went under his goals. I lost $200. No big deal. Jack Eichel was 14-1. You know what I almost did, Steak? I almost bet Jack Eichel to score the next goal. But then I told myself, wait a minute. I'm not here because I think the U.S. is going to score the next goal. I'm here because I think Jack Hughes is going to do something. He just got his teeth knocked out. $25 on Jack Hughes.
Yeah, see, I don't have an issue with the wager. The wager was a good wager. It was a good wager. It's not the fact that it was a bad bet. It was just
it wasn't a bad bet. What are you talking about?
It wasn't a bad bet. It was just bad friendship. And
How?
I thought about letting it go. I really did. I was like, you know what? That's pretty cool, man. Like, it's not every day you get to hit a 13-1 bet. I'm happy for Jeff. He's had a rough 2025 and 2024 and a portion of 2023.
Thank you.
And so, like, I understand, and I was happy for you. But then I thought about it. I was like, I bet Slovakia plus 2.5 and Slovenia plus 2.5, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, people were giving me shit for that. It's like betting a team against the USA plus 2.5 goals is just not as anti-American as you want to seem like it is. You had nothing to do with it. You've been bitching about the Olympics at the beginning, and then Canada comes along and you start chirping about how you're going to bet Canada. And then you text me, I think you should bet Canada with me, which I immediately do. I'm down. I'm really not that into the overly patriotic bullshit. Like, I love America. The overly patriotic bullshit where you have to bet America. You can't bet against America. It's like, I honestly disagree with that.
You and I collab on that.
So here we are together. Together as friends. Saddam and Osama. We're making memes. They're making memes. Either way, I know at the end, I'm going to have my friend. At the end of this disaster, when the USA wins and everyone's pointing and laughing in our face, making memes of us with bullets in our head, I know at least I have my friend, but I don't. I go on Twitter, and what do I see? Jack Hughes, 13-1, 20,000 likes on Twitter, 40,000 likes on Twitter, 60,000 likes on Twitter, 100,000 likes on Twitter. That's going viral, when in all reality, you should have went viral for betting Canada. So you weaseled your way out of something. You weaseled your way out of a fucking shitty little fucking box, and you left me in the shit box. Just shit everywhere. Me all by myself. And you're out of the fucking shit box with an American flag and a fucking bald eagle chanting USA because you hit 13-1 Jack Hughes. It's not that I think it was a shitty bet. It's that I think you are a shitty friend. That's what I think.
I think the weaseling out is not the right word. I think that was, God, I mean, I guess this word has been retired on this platform, but surgical.
Yeah. This is a good thing to bring up, actually, that J. Jamal said. This would have been like me putting you on Morikawa and then me live betting another golfer.
Hold the fuck on. I know you did not just do that. That's what you just did. That's what you just did. You just incriminated yourself. You just went on this rant about how you thought I was going to be a good friend. When I said, hey, Steak, I'm up in Maine, relaxing, shutting it down. I want to give you $200. Can you bet on some things for me? And you bet LeBron James, who I fucking hate, to win the MVP. And you took the rest of the money and took Morikawa, who I fucking hate, to win golf. You think that was being a good friend?
Did that bet pay $141 to win $800?
You didn't know that was going to happen at the fucking time.
You didn't know Jack
did it to be an asshole. You did it to be an asshole. You did it to be an asshole.
No, I didn't. I knew Colin Morikawa was winning. I doubled down. Giant nuts. Giant fucking nuts. That shit cash.
Okay. It did cash. You knew he was winning so much. Instead of putting the full 200, you split it up to put 50 on LeBron James to win the MVP.
I also thought LeBron James was going to win MVP of the All-Star game.
And let me tell you something real quick. Because I just want to make sure people understand something. And I see Snack saying Jeff is right here. Thank you. By the way, Morikawa, great bet. Appreciate that. Snack. When I would texted you, I have the text right here. You're missing something. I said, you should take Canada with me. Following text, zero pressure. Forgot about that part, didn't you? You are out there on your fucking video acting like I made you do something you wanted to do. You act like I was like, I'm going to make you go swim with fucking sharks.
Wrong. I did not. That's very false. I didn't act like you made me do something I didn't want to do. I wanted to do it. I didn't want you to abandon me. That's the difference. It's not that I didn't want to do it. I was very clear. I was into betting Canada. I still will say that I was into betting Canada. They lost 2-1. I was still into it. Honestly, if the game was in an hour and you wanted to bet Canada, I'd probably do it again. That's the truth. I already said I'm not that into the patriotic bullshit. I'm really not. Oh, you can't bet against fucking USA. Not my thing. It was that I didn't want you to abandon me. That's what it was. I have abandoned.
Okay. Now listen, I've taken some notes on your rant. Okay. I was going to pull it up and play it, but maybe I'll just go through the notes.
Nah, pull it up and play it. Go ahead. Pull it up and play it.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll play the rant and I'm going to dissect it. There's 4 things you touch on, 3 of which are absolutely ridiculous.
One take, by the way. One take. Everybody who's thinking there's one
take. No.
My daughter in the car, it was one take.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant played in one take.
I mean, I didn't redo anything. I just fucking went after it and I pressed post. I didn't even rewatch it.
So I'm going to give you some glaze. I told you, I said this. I said, hey, just so you know, I'm going to glaze you a little bit, but then I'm going to roast you. And now I am going to roast you, but you're going to probably defend yourself very well. And that's fine. Everybody here is essentially the jury. Okay. You want to say that I weaseled my way out of a Canada bet by picking a guy to score the next goal. I disagree entirely.
The next goal was very clearly going to be the final goal, and I won't let you out of that.
Okay,
very
but
clearly. The game-winning goal. The game-winning goal.
I don't disagree with you. But I think a total weasel and abandoning move would have been like, guys, early on, Hellebuck is standing on his head. He's a brick wall. The Canada cannot beat them. I'm getting out of this bet. I'm taking USA for 3 units, 4 units. That could have happened. It didn't happen. Not one time.
I wouldn't even do a show with you today if that's.
And you know what? I wouldn't fucking blame you, because that to me is worthy of essentially what you're saying now. But again, 4 points. You got one of them. 3 of them not well. I'm going to compare it to a baseball player. So you're batting .250, which is pretty good. Okay. So okay, fine, whatever. I'm trying to be nice. This is Stakes Rant, and we're going to play a little bit of it. Don't tell me to zoom in, because you can't zoom in whenever you do this, but hopefully you can at least hear it. So
all we need is sound.
Yeah. So turn your volume up.
When you're watching this, picture this with a 7-year-old in the car.
Oh, that's what I want.
No idea what's going on.
So aside from you not driving and wearing not Trail J glasses, with both, great job. I've talked to you about this. I think we're pretty good on camera live. Recording a video is really hard. I'm terrible at it. Yeah. Like my morning video about the time zones, it took me like 10 takes. I like say the wrong word, or like I ramble, and I'm like, where the fuck, what am I even talking about? You did a really good job. Like just pressing record, getting it up. It's really hard to put a video of yourself talking out there on the internet. So you did a phenomenal job. 171 likes, 2 bookmarks, 32 comments, 19,300 views. Let's go ahead and watch this mostly nonsense rant here. And then I'll break it down, and we'll see what you guys think.
There's a hole in your argument. All
right, listen, man.
My argument?
No, P-Dub, he said he's defending you, but he's wrong. It's like betting a Seahawks TD score with 5 minutes left in the game when the game's tied. You have to mention that.
Yeah. Don't worry. We'll bring up the origin of the flip-flopper here, because all of a sudden I'm getting the label of flip-flopping, which is absolutely insane. Here we go. Let's listen to Stakes Rant. We're gonna break it down piece by piece.
I got a bone to pick with this fraud they call Jeff Sunday.
Fraud is crazy.
Sunday, stupid ass name. Anyway,
that's not a stupid name. Again, out of the gate, just crazy. You call me a gaslighter.
I was angry, dude.
I know you were. Okay, hold on. Let's keep going.
Anyways, man, this guy texts me, I don't know, a couple days ago, 3-4 days ago, you should take Canada with me.
Zero pressure. Forgot that part.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, you're acting like you just invented this fading the USA shtick, but I've been doing it for a couple games, but that's okay.
Hold on. Where is this even coming from? Inventing the fade USA shtick? I'm not even here to fade the USA. I'm betting on Canada because I think Canada's the better team. Okay, I've said this.
While also saying that you don't think people should be patriotic hardos.
100%.
Which is a take we collabed on, by the way. We collabed on.
Yep.
And just to be clear, if the roles were reversed, which we haven't acknowledged at all during this argument, is that if the roles were reversed and this was the Detroit Lions and I was doing this, you would say I was stealing your bitch. So if I bet Slovakia and Slovenia every game with the under the assumption that I'm fading the USA, then all of a sudden you say you're going to bet Canada, then you could see how I would say, okay, maybe you're taking my shtick.
But this is how
I bet against Hillary Knight, dude. I bet Hillary Knight not to score. You know how unpatriotic that is? I didn't even know how cool she was when I did that because I don't know anything about hockey. I learned how cool she was after I faded her to score and she had the game-winning goal.
Okay, this is what I realize now. I realize something. I think you misunderstood my entire gripe and shtick. You are taking it another step. All I have said, and we align on, is that when the Olympics and the World Cup, by the way, I wrote about this in the Book It blog, which I hope you read and enjoyed. I equate it to Halloween, when people who never go out come out and they don't know how to behave and they're like, oh yeah, let's get fucked up on Halloween. People come out of the woodwork and all of a sudden they're the biggest patriotic USA fans ever. Low USA, USA. I love fucking Zach Wierenski all of a sudden, blah, 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 blah. That annoys me. People who just blindly bet on the USA and blindly bet on their teams annoy me. I never said anything about betting against them. Not one time. You did that yourself. I'm not inventing any shtick of fading USA. That was your shtick. Betting fucking Sweden and Slovakia. I don't even know who the US is playing, but you're out there betting against them. So to say that I am stealing your shtick, 0 for 1. 0 for 1. 0 for 1.
No. At minimum, I'm 3-1 at minimum, but keep playing the video.
Okay, we'll keep playing the video. I think I did a good job explaining myself there. Here's where I'm going to roast you, this next part.
Hey, man, I know why you want to do it. They needed 2 comeback wins in overtime. They look sloppy. Canada definitely seemed like the contrarian side, but also maybe the better hockey team from what I understand about hockey, which is very little. So he tells me take Canada. I'm like, you know what, man? I'm a better friend than I am gambler, I guess, because I immediately was like, no problem. Here's $500 on Canada.
Whoa! Oh my gosh. Let me have a minute. Steak is up here on this camera that he puts onto the internet with 19,300 views to say, maybe I'm a better friend than I am a gambler because I put $500 on Canada. Funny. You know what I have, sir? Here is a list of teams you have put $700 on in the last fucking 3 days. Let's read them off. The Philadelphia 76ers, the Phoenix Suns, the Ohio State Buckeyes, the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Milwaukee Bucks, the Nets. Get this one. You guys ready for this? I hope you got your pencils out. The Atlanta Hawks over. The Atlanta Hawks first half over. The Atlanta Hawks +3. The Atlanta Hawks money line. $1,700. I'm a better friend than a gambler because I put $500. Hold on, we're not done. The Washington Wizards, the Charlotte Hornets, the Los Angeles Clippers, VCU. I don't even know what the fuck they are. The Hornets, the Hawks. Again, this guy's a fucking problem. The Bulls, the Kings, the Suns. Those are the last 3 days. 3 days of wagers. $700. But you, Mr. $500 on Canada because I'm a real good friend. Boo fucking who. That's why you're out here getting 130, 71 fucking likes telling me, oh, Jeff Flip-Flop Sunday, Steak, you're the best. Oh, Holy Cook. Someone actually said Holy Cook. $500 on Canada because I begged you to.
All right. I have to say, because I'm not a phony. And I know you don't watch a lot of UFC. And if you did watch UFC, you'd probably bet the Russian dude that can't speak English against the really cool American. But that's besides the point. That was like when I dominated the first 2 rounds of a fight, and then you just came back and landed haymakers in round 3. So much so that the announcers are worried I can't get to round 4 and that you evened up the fight in 1 round. That was incredibly well done. And the Brooklyn Nets, I don't know what to say about the Brooklyn Nets.
I don't know what to say about that either, but the Hawks one is crazy.
Yeah. But taking Hawks overs isn't that as weird as taking the Brooklyn Nets. Did you see what the Brooklyn Nets did yesterday? I didn't bet them, but did you see?
They were covering, and then they lost by 11, and they were 9.5 point dogs.
They were up 11 with 7 minutes left, and then they didn't cover.
I saw the Pickett tweet. I liked it. Just anytime I see anything Brooklyn Nets related, I think that you lose money. I just hope it's not.
You kind of do. It's kind of true.
Okay, a little bit more here. I'm going to get to the part where you did a good job. I think you have one more that I disagree with. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's one more. It's not that bad though. That was my biggest haymaker.
That was very.
I'm going to go to war with my friend. They're going to make Osama and Saddam memes about us.
Okay. I'm going to go to war with my friend because they're going to make Saddam.
No, not because I'm going to go to war with my friend. They're going to make Saddam and Osama memes about us.
You made an Osama and Saddam. Okay. You did that. So again, it's like, wow, look at me going to war with Jeff. That's what you said. $500. They're going to make memes about us. You made the fucking first meme. You made a meme, I think, before you even said yes to betting Canada. You had
honestly, a meme. I got to be honest. I like Osama and Saddam memes. Yeah. You know how hard it is to get ChatGPT to do that? They'll be like, no, we can't make your face on Saddam and Osama, but we can make you a movie poster with Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden. And I'm like, I literally sit there and I argue with ChatGPT for a little bit. Like, come on, just put my fucking face on Osama bin Laden. And they are firm. No, they're not going to do it. So then I'm like, okay, fine, I'll take the movie poster. And boom, that's how the movie poster came.
I actually had no idea how you did that because I tried to do it not that long ago, but Pam Bondi, and they wouldn't let me. I did JJ McCarthy and Pam Bondi.
They said no?
They couldn't do it. Yeah, ChatGPT said no. I wanted Pam Bondi in a JJ McCarthy jersey. Okay, all right. And then, I mean, the meme was hilarious, by the way. But hold on, we're coming to the close here. We're coming to the close.
I don't even care. I'm doing it.
No, you go first. You play it.
Mid third period, sweating out the Canada bet, 1-1. This fucking traitor says, I'm going to bet Jack Hughes next goal, knowing damn well what that meant. If that bet hit plus 700 or whatever it was,
1,300, undermining me.
Good hit.
USA was winning the game. So you completely bailed out on your buddy. You wouldn't stand on business if we gave you a step ladder. I'm disappointed in you, Jeff Sunday.
Okay.
One take, absolute bar. You got to give me that. That's a bar. That is a bar.
Yes. So what I want to make sure is clear, because again, I told you out of 4 things, you hit on one of them. The video was great. You weren't driving, no glasses, bailed out on your buddy. Again, like, did I bail myself out? I think cashing out or betting USA would have been bailed out, but ultimately I get where you're coming from. This is where I will glaze you. You wouldn't stand on business if we gave you a step ladder is a very funny saying. Like that just works. And then there is a guy in the comments. His name is Hello. He goes by Hello World.
Yeah, he's funny.
He is funny. This was good. This was very funny. It only got 8 likes, which is crazy. Like, I thought that was very funny. So that is the long-winded, I guess you could say, back and forth that we had on this game. You all can come up with your own conclusion on where you side. Ultimately, I do feel a little bad. Just letting you know, I do feel a little bad. But you, as someone who had already bet Sweden and Slovakia, to not bet Canada would have been kind of insane.
Yeah.
So I don't feel like I twisted your arm as much as you portrayed me to be.
You twisted my arm, dude. I was finally done. I had finally told all my friends, like, I'm going to stop doing meth. I'm going to change my life. I'm going to get a job. And then you came along through the back door. You said, hey, man, I got a little meth. You want to do a little meth? One more time? And then I said, I want to do meth, right? So I agree to go in the garage and do meth with you.
This is all hypothetical, by the way, just for context.
Yeah, in GTA, I guess, if they do meth in GTA.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
And then we get to the garage and you run inside and you say, this motherfucker's in here doing meth, dude. I wasn't going to do any meth, but he's in here doing meth. He told all you guys he was going to stop. And now he's sitting in the garage and he's doing meth.
I could, dude, when Jack Hughes actually scored that goal, the first thing I thought of was like, hell yeah. But then I was like, ooh, I gotta see what Steak says about that.
I'm glad I was the second thing you thought of.
You were the second thing I thought of. We should run a poll, by the way, that people are asking. Who do you side with, Jeff or Steak? And I know, see, I had to come prepared because I know good cop, bad cop, you are the good cop. Like I think I'm still a man of the people, but now because you've been just spewing this dictator nonsense, whatever, call me Hitler, every other word. People have this idea that you're like the guy. So I have to just make sure that I'm clear and firm with like, hold on just a second. Let me provide some facts.
I don't know why. This is like one of my favorite sayings in streamer world. You know, it's weird to be in your 30s and start streaming. I don't know what to say. It's weird. Mods and RAM always bangs.
Mm-hmm. What's going on here? Support. I don't know what's going on. I thought there was a poll. Predict with channel points. I don't really know how that works. That's interesting though. Jeff left Steak at the altar. I agree. Mons and Rem is great. Couple of subs. Crutch coming in. Insane to wear a Leafs hat the day after we made Canada our bitch. Landon R said Steak friend knows a lot about being a W friend, and Jeff is being an L friend right now. Excuse me. Gothier 20 streams.
Thank you, Straight Locks.
Big Rob 130 stream streak. Book a Chew 7. Props and Chops 20 stream streak. Boston Sports Dork, that boy Rab. Oh, that boy Rab. We don't have to give him glaze sub into his own channel. In conclusion, pretty awesome celebration afterwards. Jack Hughes talking without his teeth. I don't really care for Austin Matthews, by the way. Like he almost feels Canadian to me. He's kind of a bitch.
How do you spell his first name?
Well, I spelled it with an I, and somebody posted that it's Austin with an O. So that I'm wrong there. What
is Austin with an O a thing? Austin,
dude? Apparently, and
you can just go out there and name a kid Austin.
I actually think he might be a plant. We say that all the time about things. I don't really ever know what a plant is, like an industry plant. I think Austin Matthews is a U.S. hockey plant from Canada. And
you can't name a kid Austin. And you know what you definitely can't do if you name your kid Austin? You can't tell everyone it's Austin. And then when people spell it Austin, Austin, you correct them? That's like saying, no, it's Michael with an N. He's Nikel. That's Nikel. That's fucking crazy. Austin, dude.
Dude, I thought I had the freaking defense of a lifetime. There's been 43 votes. What do you think the votes
are? I think you're getting smoked. You did, though. See, here's where I got to say, you had a really good defense, but it's like defending a murderer. Like, you could still be a good lawyer, but that guy still killed that guy. You know what I'm saying?
37-8 is crazy.
Yeah. The fact that you wouldn't have probably gotten 8 without that defense. So you are.
I know. Yeah, you're right. You're right. 8 is wild.
You know, Jay Thorpe said, I got to side with Jeff here.
Yeah, you're right. There was one other guy too who's not usually on my side that I think put like he didn't give me any sort of compliment, but he put skull emojis, and that's how you know he was like, "Oh, I'm dead." Like we
need to clip the part where you talk about all the teams I put $700 on because that shit was fucking hilarious.
Yeah. No, I thought that was hilarious. I put $500 on Canada because I'm a good friend. I think I was watching that like in the morning when I went to the bathroom, and I honestly, you would have thought I got electrocuted. I was like, what? I ran out. I washed my hands, everything. I'm like, where's my notebook? I just went to town to fucking document all the dumb shit you fucking bet in the last few days. Anyways,
who do you think grabs their notebook throughout the day more, you or GRP?
Probably GRP. I only really use it like 3 times a day.
Okay, so GRP clears.
Yeah, I don't really use it for work stuff. Work stuff, I take notes on like an email or whatever, for whatever reason, like a separate document. Like, I don't know. For paper, I do like sports stuff, if that makes any sense. I don't know. I know why.
Good point by DC. Maybe we should talk about units.
Well, this is the problem. You don't understand how units work, and
because they're starting to annoy me.
You've already said that they've been annoying you, and I don't. They're annoying you because Biev and Trent say 50 unit, 20 units, and nobody knows what it means. It just sounds like a big bet. In reality, both of those shitheads have no idea what their unit is. I think they just think a unit is universally like $100.
Yeah.
So they do the math on that. That's not what it is. From my understanding, I am no professional sports bettor, but I'm curious. So sometimes when things come in across my desk, I like to look into it a little bit. Here is what I think a unit is, and let's try to make this make sense for everybody, yourself included. You have a bankroll, okay? Your bankroll it should be an amount of money that you could lose and it doesn't ruin you, okay? That's the amount of money you are going to gamble with. You're going to bet on sports. 1% of your bankroll is 1 unit. So in theory, you have 100 units to go to war with. So if my unit is $100, that means my bankroll is 10 grand. 10 grand is what I'm going to war with. Your unit's $500. Your bankroll is 50 grand. And what it tries to do is bring everybody on a level of how much are you putting on this bet, because how much do you like it? If you really like a bet, you're going to put 2 units on it, 3 units on it, but nobody really knows what your unit is because you don't know what your unit is. Biev doesn't know what his unit is. Actually, I'll give Biev a little glaze. I think I heard him on one of the most recent streams saying that he finally realizes his unit was like $200 or something like that. But that's how it works. Does that make sense? Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Your explanation was very good. I understand how it works. I just think Twitter has ruined it because of what you said, 100-unit whales, 50-unit whales, even 20-unit whales. But not just that, it's the people that sell picks and they're betting like $10 to $20 on it themselves. And I almost feel like at this point, I was like, you know what? I'm giving out picks. I'd honestly just rather people know that like I'm really betting my real money on these games. And I'm not saying if someone's betting $10 on games, it's not their real money, but you get what I'm saying. I want people to know when I'm giving out, like, oh, this bro just gives out plus 500 underdogs and he's not really taking them. It's like, bro, I'm putting $200 on these plus 500 underdogs. Like, I'm betting real money on these games. So I feel like at some point, because people are dropping like 100-unit whales, 50-unit whales, just saying the dollar amount becomes more transparent.
Yeah, it does and it doesn't, because in a way, this is me being brutally honest with you. You're telling, you think what you're doing in theory is a transparent, honest thing, but also in a way you're saying, dude, I'm putting $200 on this, as if $200 is a lot of money. $200 is not as much money to you as it is to Chewy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when you tell Chewy, dude, I put $200 on the Nets money line, Chewy's like, holy shit, steak really means business. But really, that's 0.5 units. So you, and I'm saying this in a very nice way, you think you're doing the right thing, but you actually kind of are doing the wrong thing. You're making it seem like you're betting a lot of money. But to you,
the thought of me thinking I influenced Chewy to put $200 on the Nets is.
But do you see what I'm saying? It's the wrong message. Chewy thinks you're putting $200 on the Nets money line is like, holy shit. So he might want to bet more money on it because, wow, Steak put $200 on this. He must really like it. That's not a big bet for you. So when you bring it into a unit,
I see what you're saying. It doesn't really solve the issue I'm having with unit abuse, but I still see what you're saying. It does make sense.
I have a great comp for what you're saying, because you're not wrong, but this is what you're doing. This reminds me of two of my friends that I have that like when shit got really crazy after COVID, they were like, I'm getting rid of all social media. That's what they said. I'm getting rid of Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, blah, blah, blah. I'm getting rid of all of it. And I was like, why are you getting rid of all of it? And they were following these R-word accounts. Okay.
Yeah.
So these accounts on social media were ruining social media for them. And they're like, I'm done with it. You are giving examples of the worst possible people using units and letting it ruin it for you. There is a whole nother world of people.
So much of it. There's just so much.
I understand that. It's unfortunate that the majority of sports betting Twitter kind of fucking sucks and is very toxic and is full of scammers. But that's
because it would seem like maybe at first glance what I'm saying is unit shaming, but in all reality, I'm fake unit shaming. I'm not unit shaming. Bet what you want. I don't think you should have 100-unit plays. I also don't think you should sell picks if you're putting $10 to $20 on the picks yourself. I don't think you should sell.
Understood, picks. But are we really trying to fight that battle? Like, we're not.
No, not really.
So what I do think is, in fact, that we should try to be the good people in this space who are using units appropriately.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that, and that's fine. That's fine. We'll so Steak is frame mogging me right now. Yeah. Okay. I think that was a good unit conversation. There were a couple other things I wanted to talk about. Yeah. But it seems that I have forgotten everything. This always happens when we're about an hour in the show. I'm like, shit, where are my notes? Deborah.
What happened in the sports world this weekend?
Well, first and foremost, we're not going to talk too much golf here, but Jacob Bridgman, unbelievable showing, by the way, from him and Riviera. And Steak, you had Morikawa. He was up and he was down and he was up and he was down. I think I'm going to tell you right now, because I know you're going to keep betting him. You're going to win. He's going to win another tournament.
Yeah, I think he is too. I think he is too. Yeah.
It was a pretty fun ending, a fun Sunday. I'm very happy that Bridgman ended up coming through. I'm not the biggest Rory guy, but I'm also not a Rory hater. I want to make that extremely clear.
His putts were fucking horrible.
They were horrible. I did not want him to win. I just wanted the tournament to get interesting. I had no real dog in the fight. Unfortunately, I took Victor Hovland live like 27-1. He ended up becoming 150-1 in the blink of an eye. I got a couple people on Twitter that said thanks for killing Vic. In GTA again, I don't know what you can and can't say, but there was another guy I wanted to take. Oh, I really thought Fleetwood was going to win, or at least get up there.
Yeah, so did I. He was a guy I probably would have kept live betting, to be honest.
Yeah. Hey, he had notes on your damn bets last couple of days, all to talk about your Canada bet shaming. People who hate Rory have a low IQ. Goots. Yeah.
We need Bookit to start doing that with everybody. Like, you all have to tell us who you are.
You got to start going the Budman route, because I don't really understand who is playing. Degen, I bet Nap first round leader the night before you posted, and then I bet Paulo triple double earlier in the day. I don't know why we're on the same wavelength, but we have to stop. We can't win together. Yeah, that happens. Oh, I know what we should talk about. So I just want to quickly touch on the golf tournament. There was some good college basketball over the weekend, and there's a very, very few games tonight. But I think we should go back to Saturday and talk about a little bit of it.
I agree.
I want to touch on your Gators for a second, and I want to ask you something. Have you been listening to Pardon My Take?
No, not since I've been here.
Okay. Well, I listen to Pardon My Take, not religiously and not like every episode, but I'll probably listen to about the first 10, 15 minutes, and then I'll fast forward to the interview. So I did listen to the one with John Fanta. Big Cat now, 3 episodes in a row, has been talking about the Florida Gators.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 19-1, then they're 15-1, then they're 13-1. Multiple people also on VSiN have been talking about the Florida Gators. Are you a little worried that the Florida Gators are becoming potentially a little bit too trendy as like the sleeper pick in March?
They're playing way too well to not become trendy. They're the defending national champions. They replaced the talent that they lost with really good talent, and they kept their very, very solid front court. They were always going to be trendy if they started playing well. There's nothing they could do. It would be different if they're not a sleeper. They're the defending champs. And they're beating the shit out of teams by 20 points. So am I surprised they're trendy? No. If I'm not mistaken, I think Big Cat took them last year. Is that wrong? I thought Big Cat had them last year.
You might be right. So maybe you just got a thing for them.
Yeah, I'm not worried about a mush. I don't think the Florida Gators are winning the national championship again, but I think they absolutely can. When I put out that tweet, I bet Houston and Florida. I forget the number I got at Florida. I think it was 18-1. And I bet Houston as well. Obviously, I've lost CLV on Houston because they've lost some games since then. But those are 2 teams I still feel really confident could make a run at Michigan or Duke. Okay.
There was a little bit of chaos. Clemson goes down against Florida State. Was Clemson ever considered to be a serious team? I mean, they were like, I thought they were like 18-3 or something at one point. Now it feels like they've lost like 5 of 6 games.
They've always been considered to be tough and maybe a team that could get to like a Sweet 16. I don't think anybody thought Clemson was a championship contender whatsoever. They're really, really good defensively. They don't have enough offense, I think, to pull off one of these upsets they're going to need to pull off, especially now. We did mention that Florida State is actually playing really good basketball. I think if I'm not mistaken, they've won like 5 out of 6 games or 6 out of 7 games. So it's not that Florida State sucks by any means. They're playing good basketball, but Clemson cannot shoot the ball. Clemson can't score the ball, I should say.
Got it. Yeah, Clemson's like always a team that I kind of want to believe in the ACC tournament, but they never really do anything. North Carolina beat Syracuse at Syracuse. I think you liked them, right?
I took Syracuse.
Oh, I'm sorry. I really did not mean to do that. I thought you were saying that UNC on the road at 3.5 was actually a lot of respect, but I guess I misread that or misremembered that entirely. How about Cincinnati? 84-68. They won outright. When you and I reviewed the board last week on Friday, we talked about this line being short as shit. 10-point favorites. Felt like it should have been a little bit bigger of Cincinnati going on the road and getting ass blasted by the other 2 teams. I think Arizona and Houston. They win 84-68. Kansas, a team that you think can win it all or not really?
No, I really don't. I think there's just too much drama surrounding Darren Peterson. And obviously when you get a guy like Darren Peterson, who's one of the best college basketball players, like he's insanely good at basketball, but you can tell he's just already ready to get ready for the next level. And I 100% don't think that Kansas is a contender at all. And yes, they played tonight against Houston. So if you want to save it, we could save the Kansas talk for later.
Yeah. Tennessee, I can't get on the right side of this fucking team. I just simply
I can't get on the right side of Vanderbilt.
You can't get on the right side of Vanderbilt. I only win a Tennessee bet if I tell you, Vandy. I mentioned this when I wrote about it in the Book It article. They were one of my favorite, or one of my 7 plays. We both liked them. I looked at the line movement and they opened 1.5 and they got up to 4. And it's not something I've really monitored too much this year, but I know it is something we always like to talk about. And I'm curious if anybody in the chat has seen if Steam is doing well or not well. I used to always want to be on the side of the money and the side of the line movement. And I really wouldn't care what number it was. It was like, oh, it was 2 and now it's 4. I don't care. I'll take it. When I saw that happen, I'm like, fuck. It feels like Vandy is too fucking sharp. But they were kind of in control of the game. 30 points in the second half was miserable. So I guess I am just curious overall. Are you kind of out on Vandy, or do you?
I have to be, only because I either go on here, I go on Ramble, and I'm always the guy saying that I think Vandy is a team that could get to an Elite 8 because you watch them at their best and you're like, this is a good team. The problem is it's mostly at home. They're mostly their best at home, which there's a lot of teams in college basketball that are just significantly better at home than on the road. But Vanderbilt, every time I believe in them, it's a game like this. And I'll say, I don't believe in Tennessee at all. Even after that win, I'm just not a Tennessee believer. I don't think out of all the teams Rick Barnes had, I don't think this is one that can make a run. I'd be shocked if they even get back as far as they did last year, which I think was they lost in the Elite 8 to Houston, if I'm not mistaken. I would be out on both of these teams being contenders or making runs past the Sweet 16.
All right. Well said. Our Louisville Cardinals won 87-70 against Georgia Tech, covered a spread, a 6.5 point spread. Love to see that. Texas Tech without JT Toppin, ended up making my card there, 15.5 points. Kansas State's not very good. They got that one spark for firing Tang, and I think they're going to be that team that have zero interest in wagering. All right. One of the two biggest games of the day, Arizona 73, Houston 66. Steak, all glory on this one goes to you. We text each other, what are we thinking for the Steak Sunday special? You and I both liked Arizona. It was an obvious bounce back spot for Houston. Arizona's missing Koa Pete. Not even really that we're big on buying bad news in college basketball, but our spot of fading bounce backs has been working out quite well. This felt like it had to be done. Now, talk about steam. Again, I think Houston went from 3.5, 4.5 to 5.5.
I saw it at 6.5 at one point. It did quickly go back, but I'm pretty sure that line went to 6.5.
And you said, and we've done this before when we were in Dallas, you were like, dude, UNC money line against Duke. Let's just do that instead of the Steak Sunday special being a parlay. We got pretty lucky on that one. But you
suggested UNC was lucky. Arizona wasn't lucky. They straight up won that game.
Yeah. So that's what I wanted to say. And I am curious. So Arizona wins outright. They were really in control for most of the game. I was following it. I was out most of the day working, but I was looking, saw they were winning the first half, but then I saw Houston kind of creep up and take the lead. And I'm like, fuck, Houston's going to win, but not cover. That's what I thought was going to happen. I'm curious. Listen to some ramble and not singling out anybody specifically. No, I'm not rubbing anybody's face in shit. The majority of the college basketball universe respects and likes this Houston team as they should, including you. Yeah. I've done the Calvin Sampson thing a few times in the past. It never works out for me. This Kingston Flemings guy is awesome. They're a really good team. Any cause for concern with Houston losing this game at home?
No,
none. Okay.
And I'll say it. I think if Arizona would have lost 3 in a row, I would have been on this show on Monday telling you that I still think Arizona can win a national championship. There's about 6 teams I think can win a national championship, and I absolutely 100% think Houston and Arizona are still 2 of them.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. By the way, a spot that I was –
They are.
What's that?
Houston is better than last year. I still firmly believe that.
Yeah. I mean, that's terrifying if true. I liked an under. By the way, I was 0 for 2 on unders on Saturday, and the one I told you about was Missouri and Arkansas coming off of 2 high-scoring games. Soared over. Horrendous wager, horrendous read. Just want to make sure I'm keeping it balanced on acknowledging my L's. UConn. You know, this was an interesting game. They were at Villanova. Looking at this spread, I thought UConn looked like the easiest button to press, -1.5 after a big loss against Villanova. Watching a little bit of that first half following, I see it's close, and I'm like, shit. Had a little bit of FOMO because the contrarian in me wanted to bet Villanova. Then I saw UConn pull away, and I was like, oof. dodged an L there. I don't know if you did or didn't have anything on the game.
Nope.
I just can't stand this UConn team though. I can't stand them. I don't think I want anything to do with them. I saw a little bit of the highlights of the game. They just do nothing for me. Is this a team that you want to buy in or out of?
Out. They're not. They are on my list of teams that cannot win a national championship. So I'm going to stand on business there. I'm sure they'll make me sweat and somehow get into the Final Four or whatever. I don't know if they're a 2 seed at this point or a 1 seed. Either way, I don't think UConn has what it takes to win a national championship this year.
All right,
Hurley is so fucking annoying too. Did you see his interview after? I think it was after the Seton Hall game.
Hurley.
Yeah. Did you see the interview I'm referring to?
No, I wanted to like him. I think I'm out. He kind of drives me insane.
He is incredibly unlikable. A very good basketball coach. I would even go as far as to say a genius. Absolutely awful to listen to. Impossible to root for. Just a really unlikable dude.
I think he's one of those guys. We have these like players, like Brad Marchand. I say Marchand, maybe it's Marchand, but like you only like Draymond Green. You hate them unless they're on your team. Like Bob Hurley, I despise him, but I would love for him to be my coach. Right? Like, would you agree with that take?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. You don't think UConn fans would defend that guy with their life? And they should.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. No, they should. Yeah.
Oh, it's Dan Hurley. Why did I say Bob Hurley? Sorry.
We do that every time, to be fair.
Every time. Yeah. I tweeted something about him actually last year, and I had a lot of UConn fans pissed off, and they're all they kept telling me was like, you must be a pussy. Like if you don't like Hurley, like you must be a pussy.
See, I don't think Hurley's like a hardo tough. Yeah, I don't even agree with that take, to be honest. I think he's kind of like a bitch. He's like, yeah, he's tough and soft. It's just confusing. Yeah. Like he's so tough, but he can't take any criticism or say that Seton Hall's had his number lately. Like he literally went off on a reporter, and my legacy is not defined by what I do at Seton Hall. It's like, just shut up, man. Everything he says, I kind of think he's a bitch.
Yeah, I kind of do too. But it's funny because I'd rather have hard coaching than soft coaching. So it's like, I do like a little bit of what he is. It's just, I kind of hate the antics afterwards. He's just such a baby.
If you didn't like a little bit of what he is, he's a brilliant basketball mind and a national champion head coach. You got to like a little what he is. But
you need like a little psychopath. And I like a little psychopath, but he's also obnoxious, which is frustrating, but whatever. All right, let's talk Duke, Michigan. I know you're on vacation. Did you watch this game?
Yes, I did.
This was the first time all year. I told my wife too. I was like, I gave her the scoop. Like when I tell like, hey, we're watching this game start to finish. I'll give you like the backstory on, Cam Boozer and Michigan and how they were statistically throughout the first half of the season, the best team ever, blah, 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 blah. Pranav was at the game, whatever. So we like really get into it. I watched every second of this basketball game and I tweeted, I don't know who is going to stop Michigan. And the entire time, Michigan really wasn't even in the lead. Like Michigan played a really, really bad game, I thought.
Yeah,
correct. The point guard's name is escaped me.
Elliot Cadeau, yeah.
Cadeau. I think he was 0 for 7 at one point. He may have ended up
really bad. I don't know his stats, but he was really bad.
I don't know what to think after this game because Duke is a good basketball team. Yeah. I'm not, I guess what I'm trying to do is like, I don't want to take away anything from Duke winning this game. Like they made plays. You credit Duke's D, right? They were good on defense. They got some good rebounds.
They're actually really, really good on defense. They're absurdly good.
Yeah. Yeah. And I thought Shire coached a really, really good game.
Yep.
I really do. I know there was some bitching about the refs favoring Duke here and there, but at the end of the day, I mean, Michigan got some calls too. The refs, all I wanted was for the refs not to get involved this game, and they did, which was kind of unfortunate. But it was really interesting to see Michigan play such a bad game of basketball. And I wondered if it was just a bad night for Michigan, or is this a credit to Duke's defense for making
I think it's both. Duke's defense is probably the best in the country, and they played like it. But the key to beating Michigan, unfortunately for everyone, still remains the same. They have to miss all their shots.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to beat Michigan, they have to miss all their shots. They were missing all their shots. Insanely impressive win on a neutral for Duke. It didn't mean a lot.
Neutral.
Yeah, neutral. It didn't mean a lot for like the seeding, which I thought was interesting. As the game started to end, I'm like, And we were texting Pranav about it. We were kind of saying, like, is this a good thing for Michigan? Like, experiencing this type of adversity before everything? Because I think they're pretty locked into a 1 seed. Like, Michigan's going to have to do a lot to not get a 1 seed. I don't want to. It's loser talk to say the game didn't matter. It absolutely mattered. It was a very impressive win. And the only thing that really impressed me about Duke was their defense. I watched this whole game and I was thinking, I don't think Cam Boozer is a superstar NBA player.
So it's so funny you say that. Another thing I was explaining to my wife, I was like, all right, this freshman class is really good, but what happens is in college basketball, you have a lot of guys who are really good in college, but they're like nothing in the NBA. In my opinion, I'm no college basketball savant. There's always a lot of players who are like sons of players, right?
Yeah.
But very few of them actually go on to be like studs in the NBA. Cam Boozer is expected to be a stud in the NBA as of right now. Like, I know what you just said, you're not sure, but up until this point, everybody thinks Cam Boozer is going to be a good NBA player, right or wrong?
Yes, good. I think he's going to be good. I want to be clear. I just don't think he's going to change the trajectory of a franchise. I think he's going to be a good NBA player. Ceiling would be a team's really good number 2 guy, and floor would be a team's 3rd guy. I just don't see him being the number 1 guy in an NBA team.
That's a fair take, by the way. And I'm not trying to dig into your take quite as much as I was curious about the overall consensus of how people think Cam Boozer is going to be as an NBA player. DC is saying a lot of Twitter doesn't think that he'll be good.
DC is correct. This is not a contrarian take. Also, Jay Jetta's interesting comp. Like, Paulo is pissing me off and he sucks. We think Cam Boozer is going to be a lot better than Paulo Banchero. That's a pretty good, like, better or worse. Like,
yeah, I actually see some similarities with him in the sense of like, he's a big frame. He's a big body and a thick dude, but like offensive skill set's not elite.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's elite, but makes some big plays or gets good rebounds, hustles. There was one other thing. Yeah, this sucked. Refs had Boozer sit with his 4th foul for like 5 game minutes at the 9-minute mark. Yeah, that was unfortunate. He's Kevin Love, P-Dub says. Interesting. He can shoot better from 3. Okay. All right. Well, if he can, then that's huge.
Correct. I think that's his ceiling personally. And that's with Paulo being awful right now. I feel like Boozer's ceiling is Paulo. If he's better than Paulo, I'll obviously tip cap and take my L.
Okay. We got to give Snowman some credit. Snowman had a play of the year. Snowman had a play of the year. And for most of this game, I did not tail it. I didn't bet on it. I didn't get involved. It was late. I didn't stay up for it, but I was in the back of my head, obviously pulling for Snowman to win. I was like, let's see how his play of the year does. I checked the score of this game. Illinois got out to like a 20-10 lead. And I think they were up by like 20 points at one point.
I immediately gave up on that bet. I was like, yep, good. Been better luck next time, Snowman.
33-14. Yeah, it was not the start you want, but here's the thing about basketball. You're always, especially if you have an underdog, like you're never totally out of it if you're down early. If you're down late, but if you're down early, you're not out of it. UCLA coming back to win this game. Illinois has 50 points in the first half, which is absurd for college basketball. They have 36 in the second. They lose 95-94. Congratulations to Snowman on winning his play of the year. Just wanted to make sure I got that. I'm tired of getting accused of not being a snowmaniac. Snow is goated. Yep. We never wanted it easy anyway. Yep, exactly. The last thing I wanted to ask you about Steak or I guess tell you about.
Well, let's talk about Illinois, can we? Because I got a lot to say.
Yeah, please do. Yes. They're a contender, I guess.
Not for me.
I'm going to get some water.
I'm out on Illinois. I have been before this game. This game just kind of reconfirmed it or confirmed it. I know a lot of people like Illinois. They're really talented. They're really good. A lot of people like them at the beginning of the season. Smart college basketball people. I think, and I know with the way college basketball is going in today's world with the NIL, there's not going to be as many upsets in March. I'm not getting my hopes up that old March Madness will ever return. I think Illinois is going to lose to a low seed early in the tournament, and I do not think they can win a national championship. I know a lot of people do. Don't like them. Sorry.
So let me see if I can find this real quick. It would be pretty fun.
Odds. Good. We should look at the odds. Let me see if I can pull those up real quick.
Yeah, pull those up while I look for something. Okay. So I do this thing. I do this thing for college basketball. If you guys are not familiar with our content, we've been doing this. I think I've had this account, the Jeff Sunday, formerly the Degenerate account. Let's see. It'll tell me how long I've been on, right? When did I start this? September 2020. Okay, so about 5 years, really. 2021 would be like the first college basketball season. What I like to do, I love betting college basketball. Don't forget, just because I don't watch much of it. Late in the season, March is incredible. Love March Madness. I start to get eyes on these teams. And what I do, and what I did here, as you can see, that is a Illinois scouting report, March 9th, 2023. Okay. I was watching Illinois because every year Illinois kind of has like two dudes that make you believe. Remember Kofi Cockburn and the point guard? Do you remember those guys?
Yes.
I remember. So I took notes and I was like, is Illinois legit? Let's see. My notes. This team sucks ass. Slow, soft, and this is where I ended it. The coach looks like he kicks puppies. I have been out on, I believe his name is Brad Underwood, since March 9th, 2023. I am not a Brad Underwood guy. And what I have to tell myself, I have to be true to myself. And you accuse me of not standing on business, which I don't think is very accurate, but I'm not going to buy into coaches I've never believed in before. Because I want to like this Illinois team.
Yeah, and I was a good example for you last year because you remember who I bought into?
Rick Barnes.
Correct.
Yep. Doesn't
really work out, man.
Nope. It doesn't. And I'm telling you, Matt Painter is the same fucking way too. I just do not think this guy. Now, the coach I would give a chance is Mark Few. Like, I feel like nobody's really talking about Gonzaga. No, you don't think so?
No, I don't want to say that I'm all the way out. I kind of agree with what you're saying. Like, they're a good long shot. I liked them at the beginning of the year, but yeah, I don't know. They're plus 950 to make the Final Four.
So, you know what's so funny? This year, I think the UConn 30-0 run versus Illinois. Steak, you came up to New York. We were at a bar with Greg. We were going to go. I think we went to watch Duke in Barclays, and I was looking at the odds, and I wanted to buy into Illinois again. And I was standing right next to you at the bar, and they were like 25-1 or 30-1, and you were like, they're 25, 30-1, whatever. They're like, Illinois is not winning shit. And I don't know if you remember that. I was like, fine, you were right, because that wasn't a lot of respect. And they had UConn next.
Yeah.
That's who they had to play. And I was like, oh, this probably means that they're not beating UConn. Well, you said that. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to take it. And then they got their ass kicked, which I thought was
they're really talented this year. I will say that.
Last thing I want to mention from Saturday, if we forgot anything, please let us know. It's 11:24. We'll probably wrap up a little early here. Let Steak enjoy his last day of vacation. Safe travels home. BYU outright against Iowa State. This one felt good. Because Iowa State is a pretty damn good basketball team. But sometimes we read lines. Okay, we don't really know the players and the teams all that well. You know more ball than me. When I see a conference game with a good team on the road, the spread to me is very telling. How many points are they going to give you with that home dog? And the last comparison I have for this is Kansas at Oklahoma State. 6.5 felt like a lot. 3.5 does not feel like a lot. 3.5 with BYU at home did not feel like a lot of points. And that, to me, said the odds makers are respecting BYU. I don't know what this line closed. I don't know who was on what. Didn't necessarily think BYU was going to win the game, but I did think they'd keep it tight. AJ DeBonsa, I think, had a great game. I only really know Robbie Wright outside of that. Don't love this BYU team. Any takeaways here with Iowa State losing outright?
I like Iowa State. I really do. I want to get in the habit of not shitting on good teams after losing games, because good teams lose games all the time. Mm-hmm. But I will say, with that being said, I have concerns about Iowa State playing on neutrals in the NCAA tournament. And that's why I actually wanted to put them as the 6th team I had being a contender. I like them more than Illinois, but man, I have concerns from after watching that BYU game, which I watched pretty much all of it because I'm on the West Coast. So it's like the last game on and it was still early for me. It wasn't like a fluke win at all. BYU won that game. And I don't know that they're going to be a team that can win. What do you need? 7 wins in a row to win the national championship? I'm just not sure. I'm not sure they could do that.
Round of 64, 32, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final 4, championship, 6 wins. 6. Yeah, 6 wins, yeah. Okay, good point. Very well said. I didn't realize AJ played all 40 minutes too. That is crazy.
He's my number one pick. If you're an NBA, I'm sorry, he's the number one pick. You can't watch what this guy's doing in college and watch what Darren Peterson's doing and tell me that AJ is not the number one pick. He just has to be to me.
Yeah. We did actually, J Quack 04. Can we talk about Vandy? We can't figure Vandy out either, but we did talk about it. Sweet 16 vibes. Yep. Iowa State was just off of the Kansas and Houston game. That's true. If it ain't AJ, I don't want it. He's plus money. State. Get your wager in. Ooh,
I might actually have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. All right, let's talk these games tonight, and then we'll wrap it up there. It's a really, really light card in the NBA and college basketball. It looks like there's just 9 games, but there's 2 worth talking about. North Carolina at home against our Louisville Cardinals. They are, 3-point favorites on the road in North Carolina, Chapel Hill. Feels like a lot of respect to me. I'm looking at Pickett right now. You get -2.5 on the Blue Book. The Tar Heels are plus 140 on the ML on the green and gold book. I'll pull up the splits for you here in just a second. Share this tab instead. $77,000 wagered. Looks to be pretty split on the
without Caleb Wilson. It makes sense that the wagers are split. I don't know what to make of North Carolina. They played 3 games without Caleb Wilson. They won and covered against Pitt. They looked pretty good in that game. And then they looked like dog shit, absolute dog shit against NC State. But NC State is solid. They're underrated. They're sneaky. They're good. It's not like losing to them is the worst thing ever. Losing to them 58-82 is really bad. So then you're like, okay, this team is just going to struggle on the road without Caleb Wilson. But then they go to Syracuse, 1.5-point favorites or dogs. I don't remember where that ended up. And they win 77-64. I don't know what you make. I don't know what you make of the North Carolina team without him, and that's why I think this game's really hard to gamble on. I obviously like Louisville. I think everybody knows that, but do I think this is the best spot to bet Louisville? Not really. Is the total high to you?
Yeah. 160, 162. So I'm looking at Louisville here. They've won 6 out of their last 7. The only loss was at SMU, but that was a pretty tough spot looking back.
SMU's not slouch either.
Yeah, they're no slouch. They were on their 3rd road game in their 3rd game on the road in 4 games. At Wake, at Baylor. Well, they played on neutral. At SMU, and then in between that, they played NC State. They had a couple days off after that loss. They beat Georgia Tech, beat the piss out of them, but they were 23.5-point favorites, so that doesn't really matter all that much. But Syracuse had this weird road trip to, North Carolina has this weird road trip to Syracuse after also going on the road to NC State. Now they got to come back home on a Monday night against Louisville. I don't know that I love the spot for either team. So I was actually going to say I like the under.
Interesting.
But it is a really high total. So now I'm just wondering, is that indicative of anything? And you got to look at what these teams get. Dude, Louisville gets these totals all the time. 161.5, 161.5, 162.5, 167, 166. And they just scored 87, 85, 82, 118, 88. North Carolina not really scoring all that much. And they are going under 4 unders in their last 5.
What if I tell you that North Carolina is 15-0 at home and Louisville is 3-5 on the road?
Holy fuck. There we go. That's pretty crazy.
And it sounds like from what Alan Dims is saying, this line opened -110 Louisville. So Louisville's getting steamed.
Well, I don't know. We just talked about that. How is Steam doing in college basketball? Because what I've noticed on just from Saturday, it didn't do all that well. But I will say this, Wisconsin got steamed pretty heavily. I think that was 1.5 up to 3.5. And they took care of business.
Yeah, I liked Iowa in that one. Did I lose you? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, SMU sneaky Louisville championship ticket laughing face. That's right. Yeah, collab with Steak on that. I got to lean to the under, but I've been terrible with under, so you probably want to fade that. I'm going to hold off on this game for now. I lean Louisville. I lean under. What do you lean?
I lean Louisville, and that's all.
Okay. Donnie, why don't you come in at Twitch or YouTube? You don't have to, but I'm just curious because I think that you're mucking it up with the other lads here would be great. Saw on Twitter, Louisville point guard Ryan Conwell's girlfriend cheated on him. His point total went from 10 to 15 over 9. He has a green light all night. Think it's a track me. Oh God, I can't do inside information. You know what?
Yeah, can't do inside information, but W parlay, Donnie.
Yeah, I might fade that inside information.
It might be time to start fading inside information, especially that kind. Like, no offense to Donnie Bonaducci, but what are we doing?
I don't know. I can't bet college player props anyway. Saw the insider post last night. Yeah, faded guy trying to get his get back on something.
And I'll be honest, if I was the starting point guard for a team and my girlfriend cheated on me, I'd play awful.
What are we doing, man? Yeah, exactly. Also, now in this day and age with this kind of stuff going viral and everything, it's like I don't want to be on the over on that 5 points later. No, absolutely not. It just screams like some weird fluke shit gonna happen.
If you bet Ryan Conwell's over at 15 when it was at 10 because his girlfriend cheated on him, you deserve the point clown laugh emoji from Alan Dims.
Clown.
Yeah, you deserve that shit.
Love that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about one more game tonight, and then we'll close up shop here a little bit early. Houston on the road, 1.5 point favorites against Kansas.
Sorry, I just want to say one more thing. Real insider info would have been knowing Ryan Conwell's girlfriend, and she told you, hey, I'm going to cheat on Ryan Conwell, just letting you know. His over-under's at 10. You should get it now because after I cheat on him and it comes out, it's going to go up to 15. That would be real insider info.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah.
Well said. By the way, just watched a good movie last night. I've been on this classic movie run. Well, I haven't really watched all that many, but Wall Street, and that's what it was about. Gordon Gekko tells Bud Fox, you need to find information. I don't care how you do it, just get me information. So that's what we want there. Okay. Here are the splits. 1.5 points.
I need somebody, anybody. I need help. I don't know. Everything I think I know contradicts each other in this basketball game.
Well, let me throw this out there. Okay. Let me just throw this out there for a second. Houston is minus 1.5 in this game. Houston, in my opinion, is the better team, right? Like that's the public side, the public team in this matchup against Kansas. Kansas is 20-7. Houston is 23-4, 5-2 on the road. Kansas is 11-2 at home. Houston at minus 1.5 looks like the easy button to press, but we find ourselves in these situations all the time. And what do we do? And what have you done? You push that easy button. Remember when you did it with Michigan not that long ago? I think they were at Purdue, kind of a similar thing. UConn minus 1.5 against Villanova. Same thing. Can I
read a tweet to you about this?
Please do.
Houston Slackpack sent me this, by the way. Houston hasn't lost 3 straight since 2017. Kelvin Sampson could be the first coach to win 2 games over Bill Self at Kansas. Kansas is 40-0 at home on Big Monday under Bill Self. Kansas hasn't lost back-to-back games at home since 88-89 season. Kansas is 138-24 following a loss in the Self era. Sorry to cut you off. It's just that's crazy shit, but it makes the game impossible to me.
It makes the game impossible. This is impossible. Yeah, because if you're a trend guy, you conflict, you know?
Yeah. But even impossible says I'm possible. You ever heard that quote? That inspirational quote? Nothing's impossible. Even impossible says I'm possible.
That's the first time I've ever heard that.
That's
and
deep, right?
You've just inspired me to figure out something on this game. I am inclined to bet Houston here.
You like Houston?
Yeah, I'm inclined
to bet Houston too, dude.
Because you know what? What if Kansas just kind of skids? What if Kansas just
feel like what Krezzo said? That's been on my mind.
Have a gut feeling the DP situation slowly derails Kansas' focus. I think I agree. I think there's really something there to this team. You know, yeah, they beat Oklahoma State and cover on the road. Big fucking whoop. Losing to Cincinnati in that fashion is crazy. And you might say, oh, look ahead game. Come on. You cannot cover, but you can't lose that game. Bounce back spot for Kansas. What is it called?
Allen Field for Houston too, though. See, that's the thing. Everything you say, I can say the other side. That's what makes it so tough. And yes, DC Betts, who's been a really good public measure here today. Yes, everyone thinks that. Just like a lot of people don't think Cam Boozer will be a good professional. The DP situation is that's a very public narrative. Yes.
Yeah. This is going to be tough. I still think, though, if Houston is as good as everybody is saying, and you are saying, if they are better than they are last year, I understand this is still a regular season game, but this shit matters. I think Houston's got to go into Kansas and win. That's what I think.
So the one, what is that? Thane Krieger. I was told that picture, that famous picture that's going around where Darren Peterson isn't in the huddle, is during a timeout when he was being subbed in the game. I don't know if that's true, but I heard that picture was just bait.
Oh. As a Cincy fan, it's Houston. Got to be down bad to get built out at home versus the Bearcats. Yeah, game has first half underwritten all over it.
Yeah, it does.
He plays whenever there is noise. This is a spot where DP more than likely plays. Yeah, no, that's true. This is a really, really tough game. Good game. Good Monday night games here in college basketball. Might need to play Thunderstruck. Yeah, 138.5 is the total. I was going to ask you if you thought that looked a little high, but I guess Kansas might be more of an over team than Houston would be.
And Houston's an over team more so than previous years. So, no, I don't think the total looks high.
Until late. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of their last 7 games have gone under. And Houston, in 3 of their last 4, have scored 66, 67, 66. That offense is not playing very well.
No.
Fuck. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't want to be a lame-o, but I might be with DC Bets. I'm going to be on the plane for this game, and it might just be a watch. Can I confess something?
Please.
Didn't bet Duke, Michigan.
You know what? I love that. Guess who else didn't bet Duke, Michigan?
You.
Yeah. And up until this point, you would have called me a bitch.
Yeah, I would have called myself a bitch too. I didn't like anything.
I've said this, and I think it's okay. You're a couple years younger than me, so it's always okay if you don't agree and then you come around a little bit later. But there are times in sports when a game in a matchup is so good, you don't need to force a wager unless you like something 100%. Like there's no need to force a bet in USA Canada. I liked Canada. I thought Canada was going to win. Didn't force a wager. I didn't have a wager in Michigan Duke either. I was like, I'm just going to watch this game and enjoy it. It's kind of an ugly game, but you still like it. So I'm proud of you. That's not something you do very often.
Not very often. That was a game I was very excited for. It lived up to the hype. Offensively, it didn't live up to the hype, but it lived up to the hype. Game intensity. Like I said, Duke's defense was absurdly impressive to me. I thought that shit was crazy.
It wasn't the most exciting game. But yeah, I still enjoyed it. Okay. Is there any value knowing that this Houston's last big test before the past season while Kansas goes to Arizona Saturday? I don't know. That's a really good point though, P-Dub. P-Dub, you've been good in the chat, by the way. Keep it up. We like this. Sometimes it's more enjoyable to just watch the game. 100%.
Max told us look ahead spots have been a thing this year.
Yeah, we talked about that last week, actually. We did. Yeah, I don't know how letdowns
torn on the game. Still completely torn.
Okay. All right. So just to recap real quick for the 2 games that are worth a shit tonight. Louisville at UNC. We both lean Louisville here. I like the under. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. We do have to do something for the steak special. Do you want to just quickly talk about these 3 games in the NBA?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. It's there's a really good one.
Dude.
Spurs Pistons. Great basketball game.
I'll tell you right now. First NBA and a regular season game. I'm assuming this game's going to be on primetime. I hope it is on a big network that I can watch. Just like Duke, Michigan being the first game I set aside and sit down and watch. This is the first NBA game. Spurs at Detroit. What a fucking game. Spurs 9-1 in their last 10. Detroit's 8-2 in their last 10. I think they're coming off that ass whooping in Madison Square Garden where they beat the fuck out of the Knicks for the third time.
That was their last game. Yep.
Do you think that Detroit's a 1-point favorite? That feels right, I guess.
Is everybody back is Stewart and Degen back? Can someone in the chat tell me? I want to know if Duren's playing. I forget what the suspensions were from the Jazz game or how many games it's been. Degen, yes. Ooh, this is such a good fucking game. God.
Great game. I can't believe it. I'm going to have to make a tweet about this. First time I've been excited about watching an NBA game all season.
Yeah. I kind of like the Pistons, man. Is that crazy?
Well, Can you give me a little bit of a reason why? No, it's not crazy. No, I'm just curious because you're a Spurs guy. So
I am
why
I'm a Spurs and a Pistons guy. These are fucking awesome teams, and I don't think any of it is fluky with the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons are playing like the best team in the Eastern Conference, and to me, they are the best team in the Eastern Conference. You can make your argument for the Celtics once Tatum's back, but I'm not making any arguments with injuries. Right now, the Detroit Pistons are the best team in the East. Spurs are good as fuck. I mean, how much did I glaze the Spurs when we watched that game at Cosm against the Mavericks? The Spurs have a bunch of guys, but man, in this type of game, I think I want to go with the toughness of the Detroit Pistons at home. D. Mahoney, it's not that crazy to say that. I wonder what the price is for a Pistons Spurs NBA Finals, because it literally wouldn't shock me at all, especially with how, I don't know, I just feel like this year is going oddly for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah, based God, Bill, I have completely tried to abandon betting Pistons games. It's pointless. Pistons have Spurs, then Thunder on deck. Oh, damn. Wait, Trice picks. Do the Thunder go to Detroit, or do they immediately have to go to Oklahoma City after this? Spurs first half, peak sour. I'm going to go with the Pistons in this one.
Okay. I know what I'm going to do, and this is Michigan Duke. No wager. I'm going to watch it for the lack of love of the game. I'm going to watch it because it sounds like a good one. I was looking at the total at 232. I don't know. NBA totals are tough to figure out unless you're really paying attention. Pistons are a regular season juggernaut. I'm done fighting it. Yeah. Please be done fighting it. Yeah, they're a good team.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just quickly look. Rockets 13-point favorites against Utah. They blew it against the Knicks. Blew it. The Rockets were up big in the fourth quarter and then melted. And Memphis is 3.5-point favorites at home against the Kings, who are 0-10 in their last 10. I mean, what else is there to do in the NBA tonight? Nothing, right?
Nothing. And I know people are probably hoping I'm going to say I like the Jazz. I don't like the Jazz. I don't think that's a spot to bet the underdog, and I don't really think you should be betting this fucking Sacramento Kings Memphis Grizzlies game at all. The Kings are just, there's tanking, and then there's whatever the Kings are doing, and it's just it's unwatchable. Like, it's unwatchable. Yeah, maybe a nasty over 233.5 in the Kings Grizzlies game, but that's about the most I could give you.
I was gonna say I would square up if I had to do something. Which, by the way, how about the Sixers last night? I'm gonna try to get in an NBA bag. I don't even know if I'm gonna find one, but I looked at the board. Did the Bulls cover?
They covered. I don't think they went outright. It was close, but I think they covered.
Sixers and Bulls were my two bets. I'm trying to kind of get in my stake bag where it's like, where would I think would be a nasty dog where everybody would be like, nah, this team doesn't have a chance. Felt like the Bulls and Sixers. And I'm kind of trying to pick my spots here. I'm thinking that this spread is so short in Memphis, Sacramento, that Sacramento feels like they're fake sharp. 3.5. They're terrible. They're 0-10 in their last 10, 3-26 on the road. Memphis is 11-15. Like, this is a short line where the average contrarian like me 5 years ago would be like, I'm on the Kings.
I love betting nasty dogs in the NBA. You made the joke earlier on the show. I've probably lost a fucking year's worth of mortgage payments on the Brooklyn Nets and the Washington Wizards. I don't think anybody has any business betting the Sacramento Kings today. I 100% agree with you.
Yeah. All right, Degen, Steak, do you guys do MLB spring training? Not really, but Steak's going to bet some Yerfies, which I think will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, once I get back to Florida and I can use Teal Book or whatever we call it on here, I'm going to be betting Yerfies regularly because I kind of think they're going to hit. I'm actually going to put $50 on every Yerfie on the board on Tuesday.
I think that sounds like a lot of fun, and I'm just following the Rays so far, and the Rays I think they're 2 for 2. They played the Braves and they played the Pirates, and I think they're both Yerfies in each game. All right.
Will you do an MLB season preview? 100%.
Oh, absolutely. And we'll do a season long entry too, because that'll be a lot of fun. I like doing season long entries because I like season long investments. So that way you don't have to feel obligated to bet every game, but you've got a little skin in it. You've got some action and some sweat and investment. That's what we do it for. All right, Steak. Enjoy the rest of your day. If you haven't already had a breakfast burrito at Proper Hotel, try to sneak one in. If not, safe travels, and we'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m.
Yeah. See ya.
All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good luck on your wagers. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Stay around for